And welcome to the Nightly Grind. It's January 8th, 2016, our second stream of the year. I am, as always, T-Bone, and tonight we have everybody. We have Ninja Sneakers, as well as Benthans, JT, myself, Tornsel, and Shadow. Don't forget to unmute
Ben's so
yourselves.
nice he gets to be introduced twice.
Well, I went in order of cameras. So, what do we got going on this week? We have 150 followers now. Ninja did his 24-hour stream, which was yesterday into today, and he took a quick nap, and he's back again miraculously. He is somewhat cognizant of what's going on.
I'm not really
Responsive.
not
How
really.
many fingers am I holding up?
5, 8,
5'8".
58.
You need a doctor.
Yes.
He is a trooper, that is right. So this week, big news was that the Oculus Rift is going on sale. $600.
Only the price of a small
Only
car.
the price of $600. It comes with Eve Valkyrie, which I guess is more of a shooter version of Eve.
It's the first-person shooter version they came out with a few years ago.
Yeah, and Lucky's Tail is bundled with it. $600 though. I don't know what you think about that.
Don't forget, it also comes with an Xbox One controller, which retails at $60 by itself.
Ooh.
I was
Oh,
thinking 400, maybe 5
But
at the
for
upper
the
end.
price of one, you get
Sold!
the price of two.
Was it the PlayStation that they got ripped on when they were like for only $599? And now this thing's coming out at the same
but
price.
The difference between that and the Rift would be that the PlayStation was an entertainment system that offered more than just a single thing.
A monitor. This is essentially a monitor.
To be honest, I'm not
A little
in
monitor.
not in any way into the Oculus Rift at all.
I am into it.
Not
Not
into
first,
Also,
not
like,
first version. That's for
350,
sure.
You can make the paper little thing and put your cell phone in there.
The Google fucking thing.
It's close.
And there's the
From-
Vive. The Vive.
From what
is
I know,
supposed to
that
be
he
coming
actually spoke out on why, he apologized first on putting $350 in people's minds and everything. I saying
Yeah.
that's what it would be released, but then he kind of went into why they put it at a price point of 600.
Doesn't Zuckerberg own Oculus?
out. Facebook
People
bought
stuck
into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All it's really done is shown exactly what it is, and it's just an elitist PC type of thing.
Like I
It's a
said,
toy.
they came out saying the reason why it's expensive is because one, you need an expensive computer for it, and two, the components for the device to keep it at low latency is not cheap at all.
Yeah.
No,
You're
So
talking
the process
$1,500
of both, it's
investment.
right now an enthusiast thing until hardware comes down for that realism of actually being virtual reality.
by the time the hardware comes down to it, the thing with this is now that it's on the open market, companies like Mad Catz, if they still exist, didn't Mad Catz go
Damn,
bankrupt
baby.
or something?
They're still around. They actually they helped
Yes.
with the launch of Rock Band 4.
But either
Rambo
way,
Brandon, thank you for following.
either way, companies that are basically out there that are already good at taking other people's tech and basically making it cheaper, within 6 to 8 months, you're going to see all those companies like Mad Catz start releasing stuff like Oculus, because what they're going to do is take that $600, buy one, and then reverse engineer it and make it cheaper. So
Is it really going to be cheaper, or is it going to be cheaper in the sense that it's a piece of shit?
Yeah, it could be a
Well,
piece of shit. The
it's
Vive is supposed to be more
variant.
high end too. So what's the price of that gonna be?
Hmm.
You know?
still a variable, but I'm saying this stuff basically starts out like that.
Yeah.
Everything starts off as
But he said this is just for the first year until the second model comes out. Then the prices should be dropping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy. I would
Hey.
never buy the first model.
Hey guys, by the way, throughout the podcast tonight, I'm going to be posting a link for a straw poll into the chat. It's for the after hours event with us today. So it's just pick whatever games that you would want to play with us, or that you have that you would play with us, and make sure you do that throughout the night. You can continue.
The other thing that was cool about, and this is a good segue since we had to interrupt briefly, was that the people that did the Kickstarter for the developers kit are getting a Kickstarter version at release. So they're getting a brand new one essentially when it's released,
Well, that's awesome.
which is pretty coll. Yeah.
it's a good investment value on that.
Yeah,
but-
that's really good. It's like 6,300 people or something I saw are going to get an actual version when they were just thinking they were getting a
really
developer's
tempted
kit.
to Kickstart it in the beginning.
and that's why everybody else is paying $600 because they're paying for that.
Well,
it's like I
they
said,
invested early. I mean, they
it's
get
interesting. The
fruits of
tech's
labor.
new. I'll be waiting a year and waiting till, because like I said, it's just people are going to pick it up and back engineer it, and you'll find cheaper versions on there. Yeah, Benthans, there will be cheaper versions, as in cheaper, as in like Mad Catz does controllers. They sometimes break by just looking at them, but
Not even looking at them.
yeah, rattling is.
I love Mad Catz controllers. They're see-through, so you can see the shitty fucking product.
They don't hide. They don't need to
I
hide.
can't say they're completely bad because I do like what they did with the Rock Band stuff. My guitar and my drum set have not broken yet.
And I've heard basically that you can.
Then you're not playing it correctly, Benton.
Shut up, Almo.
I think Allo's the one who used to say about the fact that he knows they made him good because you can take apart a Rockstar and put it back together, can't you now, or whatever?
Yeah, it was the Guitar Hero controller because I used to beat the shit out of those things when I wouldn't do a song right, and then I'd take them apart, put them back together the right way, and then keep going and beat the shit out of them again.
There you go. That's quality material right there. Okay.
5 out of 5.
One of it seems like Mad Catz also helped with the selling of the guitars last time too. So
I'm just saying is that's what I'll be waiting for because there's going to be.
I'm also going to be waiting a year or two to see what else hits the market and whatnot because you also
what games are
remember
out?
Sony's Morpheus is coming out eventually. They already have 100 games lined up for virtual reality, and then you have Microsoft's HoloLens
HoloLens or whatever.
HoloLens,
yeah.
which I'm sorry, it looks pretty awesome.
It looks very
Yeah,
cool.
and I'll say the same thing I said about that with HoloLens. HoloLens is going to be wild, but it's not going to hit its full-fledged awesome level until it gets to the developer level.
Yeah.
Once it gets released and devs can get their hands on that, that's when you'll see it really start taking flight.
I mean, the Minecraft thing that we saw at E3 blew my mind with the HoloLens.
You can play it almost anywhere.
I'm
It's like
looking for the Magic Leap.
Magic Leap.
Magic Leap's the one where it puts the image like right on your retina. It kind of
Almost like the Google Glass kind of thing, but
it works better with how your brain naturally processes the information you take in, as opposed to putting it on a screen and letting you look at the whole screen. It broadcasts it right to your eye.
Yeah, it changes the light going into your
Which
eye.
I can't see. Yeah, scanners comes to mind with that, but yeah.
I keep getting headaches. My nose won't stop bleeding. But I keep dying.
Yeah,
I
may
keep
cause
having seizures.
You know, it's like, and they thought Pokemon was really like the death bringer for little kids. Man, wait till that shit gets out. You know,
Pokemon Go is the death bringer.
may cause seizures. Yeah, no, but
Yeah, Pokemon
it's still interesting tech. It's just like I said, good work for Oculus. I hope they make it, but to me, it's like, get that technology out here and let's see what happens in the field. You may be the forefront in pushing it forward, but I guarantee some small little company is going to make something better and probably cheaper.
It could also drastically change the way we play Star Citizen eventually.
Doubtful.
You never know.
Well, Star Citizen
Full cockpit, you know, you can look around your cockpit like it's nothing.
Oculus is being tied into it, but as Benton said, it's one of those things where you need a rig to really get Oculus. You have to have a thing.
Oculus actually gave out the minimum requirements needed. Do you have that?
I don't know what the mins
Google
are
that real
off the
quick.
back, but it's just you're basically
I'll quickly open it up.
all right. You're basically running a dual monitor split on your head, so you need to have the power to really get that and push it to the next level. Otherwise,
There you
you're
go.
getting junk.
NVIDIA GTX 970 or AMD R9 290. So I have that. A Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater. I don't have that. I have a
8 gigs
2500.
of RAM plus.
Yeah, 8 gigs of RAM.
1.3 video output is required.
3 USB 3.0s.
Windows 7 SP1 or newer.
64-bit.
Or you're muted.
Gordon, you muted yourself, man.
I know it says 8 gigs of RAM recommended, but we all know if you don't have 16, don't even fucking bother.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking
Well,
like
you
it.
got to play your
also
game
gotta
too.
Remember, is like you're playing a game that's probably going to be up 4 plus more RAM.
You're probably gonna need 16 to make it
Doesn't
happy.
Windows use 2 gigs by itself or something like that?
Something like that.
Technically speaking, 2 to 4 gigs, 2 on idle,
Windows-
like 4 on processing.
Windows 7 requires 2 gigs to actually run.
Yeah.
If
It uses more. I know it does.
Well, yeah, that's why people mostly have 4 gigs in their system.
So it needs a beefy computer.
Only thing I'm really missing, I guess, might be my processor. I have 80. FX. So.
And it's hella expensive.
Yet again, though, you got to look at the aspect that if you're buying an Oculus Rift, chances are you have a
You
system
probably
that-
have that, yeah.
Well,
and if
people
you're
that
not,
were-
you're an idiot, and well, then you'll cry about it. So
people that were complaining, and it's like people keep complaining that the $600 Oculus Rift is a horrible thing, but yet these are the people that spend $600 on two different.
But like anytime new technology comes out, it's the people that are well off that get to fucking
Sure.
are the test bed for it.
well, it's the elitist. It's
Make it
always the
cheaper for
elitist.
us.
Yeah, if they like it, if they use it, if they want to see more from it, then boom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, Oculus is going to do its best. It's going to make some bank right now. It's going to use this as a second investment to try to push it. But I guarantee you other companies are going to come out and within 6 to 8 months, they'll make a cheaper version. And then Oculus is going to have to make a mass-produced version of it in order to stay relevant. Because otherwise, they're not going to make it's not proprietary tech.
My thing is
Yeah.
the
Didn't
fact
they
that
just
like
say they were
yes,
sending out dev kits like within the next week or two?
Well, they got to put.
that
It's
gets
just like every other technology. So it's just like every other technology. It doesn't matter how great it is if nobody fucking actually builds games for it.
But
You know.
yeah, here's the thing though, like yeah, other companies might pick it up and everything and try and make it, or will most likely make a cheaper version that's still viable to the virtual reality gameplay. But here's the thing: Oculus Rift now is bundling it with not just the actual headset itself. It's coming with 2 games that's supported by virtual reality so far with the Oculus, and a controller to kind of immerse you into it. Will the other companies also do that to get you ready for that?
That's the thing
Or
is
will they just
that
give you a cheap version of the headset?
devs will not design for a game until it means that it's going to actually make it worth their while. The best example would be going back to the Nintendo Wii U. The Wii U is considered a fairly decent system, but they have a hard time getting anybody to develop for the console because nobody wants to fucking bother their time dual programming for the controller and all the accessories that are basically based with it. What was it? The actual Nintendo? Is it the Wii? No, it was the original Wii system with the fucking nunchuck thing. They had the same problem. Nobody wanted to go through the extra programming for that. It was like, oh, it's fantastic, it's great, but it wasn't worth the hassle. So
I have to write 15,000 lines of code for a tennis racket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so that's the thing with the Oculus is great, and it's going to have Star Citizen support because the VR community that's dying for Star Citizen, that's just something they want.
And it's been on day one since Oculus Rift was hit Kickstarter and everything. I was like, we are going to support this.
It was
This
tough,
piece is powerful.
Yeah, and I mean they got Eve, which is that wasn't really a successful game, but Eve has got a very strong backing and money to basically put that towards that. And also, yet again, we're dealing with it has a very strong VR community.
I think War Thunder was another one too.
You're not going to see EA and these other companies do, not Bethesda. Bethesda's a good example, even though it'd probably be really kick ass in a Fallout type game.
Fallout 5.
But they're not going to waste their time doing it because what's the point of doing it for 1% of the gaming populace?
Mm-hmm.
There's no profit to be made there. Now, if the Oculus better hope somebody comes out with a cheap resource for it that can give it to the mass, that's like $100, $200, that maybe your average PC gamer will be more than happy to run out there and pick it up. Because if it does do that and it becomes a new interface, then companies are going to do everything they can to go, shit, that's a portion of gaming community. We want to get that person in there, and they'll program for it. But if it's only for like a small percentage, it's only going to be cliche and niche games that are going to basically program for it. And it's going to definitely be small developers that are going to do it because they feel it's like a need. Like I could see American, the truck driving game you're dying for, Torn?
American Truck Simulator.
You read it.
I'm not even dying for it. I don't talk about it.
He's dying. He's dying for it. Don't
What I'm saying
lie.
is that that's a game company I could see doing that because it would definitely be the idea of it would be more of an immersive
The
experience.
simulator games.
Yeah, the sim games will do it, and but they're already ready. Like War Thunder. War Thunder would probably do it because they already got
do.
it set up.
I've seen people doing it in War Thunder, and it's pretty big in there.
Yeah, so it's like because they used to track IR stuff for the fighter pilots,
Exactly.
so you can move your head and look around you and stuff. So I mean,
Every horror game, ever created will be
Hot dog.
It's probably gonna be
Bone
like
will have to play
Five
it.
Nights at Freddy's.
Bone will have to play it with one.
Sit Nana down, put on the VR goggles, let her go crazy.
Turn all the lights off. It won't matter
Turn all the
anyway.
lights off.
It'll be dark
He would
anyways.
just remember to unplug it. He just get up and start running and just,
Yeah,
just
it's
catch on the
Fall
board.
over in my chair.
So that's going to be the key thing that keeps it, whether Oculus Rift becomes something or it's just another flash in the pan for
Yeah.
hardcore enthusiasts.
To make a Ready Player One reference, we need an Oasis type game to make VR take off.
Well, but see, yet again, yeah, without a doubt.
Something
Without a doubt.
that it makes it way better.
I love
And everybody
Oculus,
plays.
I love what they're doing with the virtual reality. I'm still waiting for a full dive system. Shadow probably might be the only one that gets that reference.
You're probably talking about
Like
Ready
haptic feedback.
The movie's coming out 2000.
They're starting filming soon.
SAO Shadow.
Nice.
They have a character picked out for Artemis, an actor
Sword
picked out
Art
for
Online.
Artemis.
Yep, there you go.
which is basically also a knockoff. You could say it's a
Not
hack.
hack.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Either way, I want a full dive system. I think that would be pretty badass. So
it would
Oh,
probably. It would. My only comment on that is twofold. Ready Player One was fantastic, but I'm fairly sure it wouldn't last forever and be as popular because the amount of people that would starve to death and die. But
But they
so-
paid for their pizza to be delivered to them in game.
I don't really give a shit.
He covered that. He covered
There's
that.
people that have died playing Warcraft for like extended period of times. If you make a virtual reality game that's basically completely immersive,
Yeah.
people will die. Okay?
They already have like rock climbing games and like roller coaster games now that are using VR. Oh, just simple games, but they look amazing.
Yeah.
So there was this one thing that I saw talking about virtual reality stuff. There was this one apparatus that I saw, right? And I wish I could remember what it was or where I saw it, but it was a video of some guy playing a first-person shooter, basically. And
He could walk.
there's this harness that
yeah, I've seen that.
attaches
Well, 3D.
something.
attaches to your hips or
They
something.
used to do it with America's Army.
Yeah, you can
But,
you like walk
your
you like
feet are
walk
running on
into
this,
it.
this like circular motion, so you're like
Yeah.
running in place, but your character's running and you can crouch and jump, and like that'd be really cool. I think.
Most of what Ready
Have
Player
to build an add-on to your house so you could have a
Yeah, no kidding, right?
most of what Ready Player One talked about, if anybody here, whoever, I don't know who here has read it. I have, Bone has, Torn has, anybody else?
amazing book.
I would say it's a very good book. Yes,
It's good.
It's addicting.
It's fun.
But,
It's a lot of fun.
and it makes a lot of Rush references. So rock on. But a lot of the tech they talk about in there is not severely futuristic. It's stuff that's already there. It's just they're talking about like advanced versions of it. You could argue that the system they basically are using is nothing more than Oculus Rift with a free-flowing hand unit, basically. Which there's already some game companies out there that are working with like a actual analog interface with where you wear gloves and it basically works in a 3D element world.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
what is it? I think Rift is actually working on their own. It's not really a glove, but it puts
Same
two
difference. Yeah.
controllers in the hand.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like I said, the key thing that's interesting about this technology is the fact that it's a stepping stone, and it's good that Rift came out there and actually they took that big first step. Once that tech gets, and the key thing is they have to let it get out there. They can't fucking basically try to grab it and hold it into themselves and not let anybody else develop, work on the system. Once it gets out there and the coders and the fucking modders and all those guys who basically really drive the technology to the next level, once they get their hands on it, that's when you're going to see all the really fucking cool shit. That's why I can't wait for Microsoft to release their thing, because I look at that and I can just think, wait until the devs get their hand on it. Wait until
Isn't
like the guys in their
Steam one
basement
also?
get their hands on that.
I think Steam was creating one.
I think they were talking about it. I don't know if they actually are anymore. I can't remember.
I posted a link in the chat for a YouTube video showing off the Omni Trek thing. It's
Great. There's another $700 I gotta get.
yeah, actually it's $699 for the thing just alone.
But you gotta have the shoes too.
Yeah, it includes the shoes, I think.
What
those
size?
shoes are
One size fits
ridiculous.
most.
But the
Like bowling shoes.
the
Yeah,
YouTube
and I could see people completely, totally dying playing that.
Yeah, the YouTube video shows someone
talking about
playing
the Omni
the Vutrex Omni.
That thing is. I just was watching the video of somebody playing Borderlands 2 on it. Like, it's just freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty
There's
neat.
the video I have is for a Battlefield 4.
Oh, shoe size. That's cool. Do they come in wide? I have a pretty wide
They
foot.
come in fat foot.
I have a pretty wide foot.
Harness sized. Well, they don't have fat game around here.
I got 38 to 44. But if you're over 44-inch waist, you're SOL.
Size plump.
They need a-
doing? I'm too fat.
if you're over 44-inch waist, which is, I mean, they from 44-inch waist all the way down to 24-inch waist. That fits the vast majority of people.
The vast majority.
you got to wear tracking pods.
See,
Too.
it
As long
looks
as you're not
awesome.
fast.
It looks awesome to me.
The
but
Omni
I look
shoes
at
are
that
$60.
and I think to myself, I would not want to play a first-person shooter like that. Game like Fallout, without a fucking doubt, that would be awesome to do.
Boom.
But for a first-person shooter, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would want like a big warehouse room if I was going to do.
Well,
like,
what is it? I think it's France or Paris actually has a virtual reality
that would be cool.
room. It's laser tag but virtual
All
reality.
I gotta say about that is, if you're looking to do that kind of shit, okay, there's a lot of other ways you could do it that's a hell of a lot cheaper and actually requires physical exertion. I mean,
Well,
you
no,
could
you would bring your rig system in. You put it on. You pair it up with the room. The room would be all wired up by whatever you were using, and then it'd be like all green. All the blocks, everything in there would be green. It would take that and project onto the green. Project it to your. That would be badass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, if you're gonna go through that hassle, why not just go outside and do something? I mean,
Want to play laser tag?
like, here's an example, okay? I don't know how much does that Omni thing cost? There,
800. 800.
$699.
I thought it was $799.
Yeah.
for
Well,
that
when you had shoes and stuff,
The shoes and the belt, I think
$1,000.
Okay,
package
so
was
for
$7.
$1,000, all right, you could go out there and buy a cheap ass paintball gun,
And you could buy some friends.
and you wouldn't have to buy friends. You could go and play a scenario game and actually go running through the woods, and skipping and jumping and shooting. And
For that much money, you could buy a real gun, go to another country, and just start a fight with people.
it actually hurts my brain.
All right, let's move on. So I saw this cool thing called Punch Club, which is coming out, and they're doing a thing. They're doing a
They
Twitch
like Fight
plays, a Twitch. It's like a Fight Club simulator type game. Like, have you ever seen Video Game or what's it called, Pro Gamer Simulator or any of those, where you like do training and then you do fights and stuff? I can play the video if you want. It's pretty simplistic. The cool thing about it, the cool thing about it is they're doing a Twitch Plays Punch Club, where they'll put it on Twitch. You can do your inputs and they'll aggregate the votes to decide what happens, But they won't release the full game to the public until Twitch beats the game.
Twitch already beat it.
So basically, what you're telling me is that they just basically they paid their own advertisement.
Sort of, yeah.
That's all it was. It was an advertisement for a game.
Absolutely.
It's $9.99
It's a
on
cool
Steam
idea.
right now.
It's a cool idea, I thought.
Twitch beat it in 36
And it's
hours.
it's some incentive for people to actually try and beat the game rather than come in there and troll it and try and lose the game on purpose. But although
I'm sure
that could
stopped
happen
the
as well.
trolls.
I mean, if you pre-purchased the game, you'd be in there trying to get the game to win.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd really get it. That's really going to stop the trolls. I mean, their whole goal in life is to be annoying and a pain in the ass. It's if it means
Yeah.
something, they're only going to be out in more force.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was a cool idea.
They could just develop a new way to troll.
I personally still enjoyed watching Twitch plays Dead Soul or
Trolls.
Demon's
Dark Souls, that was silly. Twitch Plays
That was
Pokemon was
hysterical.
fun.
That was just hysterical because it was a fun battle watching the person roll in the corner and constantly the trolls trying to get the stoles, the Blackstone or whatever it's called. JT knows what I'm talking about. The one that kills you.
The dark sign.
That kills you. And it was just funny because it was watching him pull out the dark side and then hundreds of people trying to hit yous and hundreds of people trying to put the dark side away, and that was hysterical. So
As a segue from one Twitch thing to another is the Awesome Games Done Quick is happening right now this week. Has anybody watched any of it?
I saw somebody playing the original Diablo. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, they did Diablo and
The
Diablo
original
2 today.
claymation Diablo.
Wow.
I think they're
Loaded
doing
up DOS to play that now.
they're
Shit.
doing they did a Final Fantasy game today. I saw. I've seen a couple of the original. The original. They was trying to do this weird stair glitch where they go up and down the stairs like 50 times, but he
yeah,
couldn't,
I know
and
that
it's supposed to glitch out the game, like it reprograms it, but he couldn't
Yeah.
get it to work, which is a little sad. But
Supposed to let you like walk through the game and shit like that.
yeah, it was like it's one of the big glitches, I guess. But it was interesting.
really
They were talking
gets
about how
the
well it
inbox
was
in.
coded. Like it's extremely well coded game to where even if you like are able to get through a wall, there's multiple points where it'll trigger the quests. You can't skip quests. It was kind of interesting to hear about that, even if the glitch didn't work. But that goes on through the end of the weekend, I think.
Yeah, I watched Soma and Amnesia, the new Amnesia game they were doing. They basically consist of walking through walls and getting out of bounds for the
Yeah,
maps and stuff. It was pretty insane.
I saw.
Ninja lives. He speakages.
I saw one. It was and they were very funny. It was a man and a woman. I don't know if they were a couple or they just played together, but they were playing some Tomb Raider game, which was a co-op, and they did all these cool things to get out of the level and to jump back in the level. It was pretty cool, but that's always fun. The best one I've ever seen was the guy playing Tetris. That hands down was one of the best gaming I've ever seen. Did anybody watch that one a few years ago?
Yeah.
Where at the end
Before the dude got, like,
he got
mastered or whatever.
Grandmaster, well, one of the pieces to get to Grandmaster eventually, and he did actually get it. He's the first American to get Grandmaster. It was amazing. He had to play the game invisible. Couldn't see the pieces being laid down. He's just doing it from memory. I mean, when you play at that level, it's so fast that you have to from memory and knowing what pieces are
Wait, so
coming.
he
up
couldn't
next.
see the blocks at
Couldn't see the blocks.
No,
Once the
no,
blocks went down,
no.
they were
I have a
invisible.
hard time on easy with Tetris.
It was-
The
it's amazing.
Mastery level, it's pretty much as soon as the block is in play, it's down.
Yeah.
There is no.
Level 8 on easy.
So at that level, it's just muscle memory, anyways.
So it's basically he can see the block. I think you can see the block before it's dropped.
Yeah, just before it gets
But-
dropped, and as soon as it drops, it goes invisible.
Invisible. So it's basically just knowing where and memorizing where the block, because everything's invisible. You can't see anything.
I think when it lands, it blinks
Yeah.
real quick, and that's it.
So, but yeah, so it's a
That's crazy.
complete 100% muscle memory and just knowing, playing hundreds upon
Yeah,
hundreds
dude probably
of
has
hours
thousands of hours in the game.
the
I
way
love
they.
Tetris.
Yeah,
The thing I remember him talking about it was that the entire thing was based off of it's the music cues. He
yeah, to
constantly
know when
has
it's going to end.
to hear what's going on in order to, and it's not a completion thing. It's the grandmastery. In order to get it, you have to beat the game, and then once you've beat the game, during the credits is when the
When the
blocks-
invisible one happens,
That
yeah.
part happens.
And you have to get a certain number of Tetrises during it.
Yeah, you
It's
have to
like-
do
it's
like 10 particular things in a row.
It's insane.
After you've beaten the game in order to get the Grandmastery S rating or whatever.
Yeah, and then you have to do that like 7 out of 10 times or 4 out of 7 or something to become a Grandmaster. It's like it's insane. It's
Japanese
really
culture.
insane.
To get the shit, you
No,
basically.
Original Tetris was not made in Japanese. Or
This
Japan.
was-
This was
Russian.
a Russian-based game.
This is the third Tetris. Or,
But this is
I
what
forget the
happens
name
when
of
you
it.
give something to the Japanese audience.
It
They-
really, I mean, it's worth going back and watching
The
it.
national.
It was either Awesome Games Done Quick 2014,
You can't
I
take my
think.
daughter. You're not Grandmaster in Tetris.
It's worth watching. It's really
it's
amazing.
awesome. It is awesome. You're gonna just sit there and be like, "Damn."
Holy shit. This is like
I'll
unbelievable.
I'll have to YouTube this one
Yeah,
day.
it's worth watching. Anyways, Awesome Games Done Quick through the end of the weekend.
awesome games.
Next up is a rumor that the next big Assassin's Creed game will be set in Egypt, and they're skipping 2016 as a part of slowing down the series, which is
They release one every 6
crazy.
months.
I know they're slowing
They're
down
skipping
apparently.
2016, which means in the first 3 months of 2017, we'll see 5 fucking Assassin's Creed games.
Instead of a horse, you get a camel.
So wait a second.
awesome.
The original Assassin's Creed,
Watch out, they spit.
the original Assassin's Creed took place, I believe, like within the first 300 AD. It was taking place during one of the Crusades, I believe. Actually, that even could be 300 AD. If it was that, it was got to be dealing more towards 800, 900 1000 AD. So if they're going Egypt, they're going back now. Like, are they going like Egypt, like Roman times, or like Egypt, like
It was just a rumor. That's all it is. The original Assassin's Creed was during the third Crusade.
So like 1200 AD.
Yeah. The third Crusade is technically 1189 to 1192. So
It's not a very long crusade.
what was the last one to come out?
The
Unity.
Crusade.
Unity was during the French Revolution.
Needs more knee.
I believe it's the only crusade where they actually took Jerusalem.
Needs more knee.
It wasn't really a crusade. We just kind of mulled around for a while and poked sticks at people.
Is it dead? Can we
Or
poke it?
I
Syndicate.
think it was
Syndicate.
also the last crusade because Suleiman eventually knocked the Christians out of Jerusalem, and then that was the end of it.
Syndicate was the last one that came out, and that was in England,
You're
Yeah.
from-
Victorian era England. Anyways,
Which reminds me of PC gaming.
have any of us played any Assassin's Creed anytime recently?
I played the first one years ago and I got bored. I have Syndicate, but I have yet to launch it up because I got it for free when I bought Solid State.
Oh,
Black Flag, but that's it. And
Of course.
that one was amazing.
I had Black Flags last
You're
month.
biased on that, dude. So
I don't even care.
No, I actually have to admit,
Amazing.
I watched people play Black Flag and it looked really.
Black Flag was an amazingly built game. The only thing that sucked about Black Flag is when they completely broke the immersion and decided to drag you back into modern day fucking shithole, and that fucking blowed. So fucking stop that, Ubisoft. That's stupid.
Okay.
Nobody gives a fuck about your dumb fucking storyline.
Yeah.
We
Stuff.
want to stab people.
If you're gonna make us a fucking assassin pirate, we don't want to fucking play a desk jockey moron. We wanted to play assassin fucking pirate.
We don't want to play a fucking IT guy. Jesus.
We don't want to have
Hey.
like breaks in the storyline where every fucking you're like right when it gets good, it's like let's go back to the real world. Fuck
Let's
it.
go to Abstergo.
We play video games to escape the desk jobs, not the fucking.
Desk Job Simulator.
Yeah, it's like Christ, man.
Just stare at a cubicle and every once in a while.
I do this all day.
I don't care. It's like I said, I don't give a fuck how much they like that storyline. It's stupid. We don't fucking get back to
Well, there's
Assassin Ninja game.
Aren't they making a movie
It'll
out
be
of it?
fucking Assassin's Creed Feudal Japan. It'll be ninjas and ninja sneakers will be fucking like fiending out on it. And then they're like, let's go back to the desk job.
Actually,
Here's
they-
Larry. He's the janitor. Watch
They
him
already
mop.
made-
You know, it's just,
How quickly can you mop this room?
I think they
it's
already.
just, I mean, that's like, it's, who, I hate to fucking go off on the rant on that, but who in their fucking mind sat down in the game design room and said, let's make this really cool fucking video game and completely break immersion by putting you in. Yeah, it's just, it's like the dumbest fucking idea ever.
Okay.
Getting tired of your shit, Dave.
Next.
Breathe.
Next, Steam Spy. Steam Spy.
Hyperventilating and shit.
Steam
I'm
Spy.
sorry, man. It's like fucking dumb.
All right, enough.
Adam got the vapors.
I know Captain Outlaw knows exactly what I'm fucking talking about because I know there was parts of that Black Flag where he's like, oh boy, what the fuck is this?
The fuck's this? The fuck's that?
So, Steam Spy released a whole bunch of information from 2015. Paid Steam games brought in over $3.5 billion in revenue this year, which is the most ever. They have a whole bunch of information on the site. They did have top games estimated revenue on Steam and top 2015 games by estimated sales on Steam. Number one game is Grand Theft Auto 5. Revenue, $161 million. Fallout 4 was number 2, $122 million. Counter-Strike Global Offensive was number 3 at $54 million. Metal Gear Solid 5, Witcher 3, and Rocket League. And after that,
Rocket League.
yeah, Rocket League. Rocket League actually moves up in games by estimated sales on Steam to number 4 versus revenue on Steam.
Dude, that game is awesome and still is awesome.
They made $30 million off a $20 game. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
So you're saying that
which means that probably sold a lot more copies than the other ones.
Yeah.
without a doubt.
I think that's why it
So-
moves up in the estimated sales on Steam.
So they made how much? Steam made how much money last year?
They made
3.1
they brought in
billion.
$3.5 billion.
I understand why they can't afford to make Half-Life 3.
That doesn't all go to Valve. That doesn't all go to Valve. Some of that is
it was
when.
Just the licensing and all that.
So, well,
shit.
some of that is when
The
somebody
writer
buys
of
it somewhere
Half-Life
else
is
and
actually
registers
retired.
it.
It's not with Valve anymore.
So, some of that money is when they buy it somewhere else and register it on Steam.
Yeah,
So,
it's yeah. They also got to pay for licensing because Steam does not own the software.
Yeah.
So they have to be licensed to sell a lot of that, and
yeah.
there's more than meets the eye. So
City
it's
Skyline, my game of the
not
year,
3.5
moves up to number
billion's
6.
Profit. It's 3.5 billion's net sales. So.
Dying Light makes the list. We played that. That's 11.5 million.
There's a game we could have jumped into tonight as well.
City Skylines, 15
So that's only
million.
4. So no.
Yeah, it's only 4 player. What else we played? Middle Earth. That ends up at number 20 on the list.
I've never been a big fan of Half-Life games myself. They're fun to play, but I just know that everybody that talks about Steam absolutely fucking just seems to fiend out over Half-Life. So
Yeah.
Well, here's a little, if someone wants to read on the side, Half-Life 1 and 2 writer answers fans Half-Life 3 questions by announcing retirement.
Yeah, I saw that today.
So basically what he says is, fuck you, I quit.
Well,
think-
he's retired.
I think he's getting older.
It's like Frank Herbert dying before he finishes the Dune series. Fuck you, asshole. Don't fucking die. All right.
Shadow, you're just full of love tonight.
Well,
So just a
didn't
dinner or something that could finish this off for you?
any Game of Thrones fans out there? I saw Martin is not going to finish the next book by the time the TV series restarts.
April 4th. By
Yeah.
April 4th.
So he's
or
not
whatever.
he's not going to
Oh
finish the
no,
book.
I haven't
before.
even finished season 1 yet.
Yeah, I
All
haven't
right, let me
watched
put
any
that
of
in
it.
Benton's terms, okay? The anime is going to catch up to the manga, and they're going to continue doing the anime before the manga is written further.
Yeah. So, any
Does that, like,
huge Game
sink
of
in
Thrones
now,
fans
the
out there?
situation?
Shut up.
I know people have been
Sucks so
complaining about him
much.
not being able to finish his
Fillers
book.
are
but-
horrible.
It's not even a filler, okay? It's probably going to get to the point where they just the story will probably diverge. The book will go in one direction, and then the
Basically what they did with Full Metal Alchemist then.
yeah.
And then they redid it when the manga actually ended and then made Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So that's news, I guess. The next one up, huge news. Huge
The news. Hold on, they'll go to that. The news that is simply put is the fact that it's a problem because the series cannot technically progress until the writer writes. So that means the series has to choose to either go on hiatus, do filler arc, which they're never going to do filler arc in America, or go off on a tangent and create their own storyline. And if that happens, that usually means that's the end of the series because that never works. Big news time.
Big news. RuneScape celebrates 15-year anniversary.
Dude, we should all play RuneScape tonight.
Bone is crying inside because he gave away his RuneScape account.
No, I didn't. I still have it. I just don't know how to. I don't know if I can access it. Oh my gosh, Tornsoul, you fucked us.
Torn messed with us.
Let me unhide. There. So yeah, RuneScape, 15 years. I did play RuneScape. If people don't know that. Not when I was 13. When I was 20.
You didn't play RuneScape, okay?
I did play a lot of RuneScape.
I played
You
it.
lived on RuneScape.
I did.
I played RuneScape.
You could play. You
Were
could
you one of
play.
those campers?
You could play. No, I didn't do any PvP at all. I just
Right.
completely grinding levels. 99 to everything to 99 is that I could get. Every quest.
Did you
all
pay or
that.
did you pay?
I was pay to play.
Holy crap.
I was balls deep in
He
RuneScape.
was balls deep. And so this is the funny thing about that. I was joking about that actually today at work with Az. And I was telling him that
You work with Az?
Yeah, Az is a friend of mine in real life.
You have friends in real life?
Yes, I do. It's amazing. I realize. But, no, and I was joking with him because he's an achievement whore, right? And I was like, man, Bo's gonna give you a run for the fucking money if he really gets into that. I was like,
What is this? Into what?
In Warcraft.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
And I was like,
I
if he
love
gets into
skills.
That shit, he's gonna fucking be like doing every goddamn achievement.
The best part about RuneScape is it took so long to get up skills, and it's so addicting.
No, it's not.
Just cutting trees all day,
Dude, what are you talking about? I was addicted to that. Like, I need to get my crafting up.
and it's all about
I
finding
played
the most
one real
efficient
game at that
way.
time, which was Ultima, and it was a much better version of RuneScape.
Yeah.
You need to calm down, good sir.
It's all about finding the most efficient way, to get
Sorry,
to that
the best
level.
thing about Ultima is breaking into people's houses and stealing everything they own. So,
What about Black Desert coming up? Oh, that never mind.
oh, the JR.
That's a different topic. My bad.
No, that's the whole point of this.
Hey, by the way, update on the straw poll so far. So far, the favorite is Grand Theft Auto 5 with 7 total votes.
Quarterback.
Sorry about that.
Second place tied between Jackbox Games and Rocket League with 4 votes each. So make sure if you guys want to play something with us afterwards, you vote for what you would like us to play with you. Continue.
No, but yeah, that's a Korean MMO, and
But it looks amazing. I've watched
all
gameplay.
Korean MMOs.
Any Eastern MMO is always going to be looking amazing. The gameplay itself, looks flawless. But then again, every time a game looks flawless that's Eastern comes over to the States, it turns to shit.
Well, I don't think it's going to turn to shit. It's the problem with this is going to be it's insert card to win.
Well, no, they actually released. It's going to be
It's a Korean MMO. The reason we have the Korean title in gaming is because Korean MMOs are microtransactions.
No, they
That's
actually
their
announced.
entire basis.
They already announced what they're going to do with the transaction. You pay for it once, and it's basically what Guild Wars does, where you pay for cosmetics, you don't pay to win.
Cosmetics is fine.
Yeah,
But
that's
like I said,
basically from what they released right now. I've roommate gave me links and everything. I've done my own research, where you actually you pay the game, and then if you want cosmetical stuff for your housing character, that's what you pay extra.
I looked at it. I looked into it a few years ago, and I call it like something about it. It looks interesting. It's an action style MMO, so it's more
knowing how to dodge, knowing how
God of War style, basically MMO. So I mean,
you have like 7 abilities, but you got to combo them in the right order, and you have a dodge function where you have to actually dodge and time enemies.
to get outlaws. It's like almost like Dynasty Warriors.
I like that game.
So at least that's the mentality behind it. Now, like I said, I don't know how. Korean MMOs always look beautiful, and they generally play extremely well. It's just that almost everyone that comes stateside is attached to a pay-to-play system or a pay-to-win system.
But yeah, from like I said, what they're saying, that's not going to be pay to win. Which I hope they stick with that. I really do. I hope they stick with no pay to win, because the game looks awesome. I've watched some gameplay with the rough translation that they have in the game already from one of the streamers. It's really bad translations, I tell you. But like from what it seems, there's really any load scene, like actually like instances. You walk if you want to go to player housing, you open up a door, you click what house you want, and it generates it into that building right then and there. There is no cutscene, move over.
So some of those games can be really, really fucking cool. We played one, and I got most of us into one. And I'd be damned if I can remember what it's called. But we played the hell out of that for a while. No.
Raider Z.
No.
I just drew a blank now. I played a lot of
Anyways,
games.
Moving
But
on.
it was a really cool fucking game, and it was awesome. The problem with it was
Moving on.
Between me and Shadow, all you guys are like, what the hell is
Z Z Z Z Z. Next is Rainbow Six Siege update, which we've been playing quite a bit of, and they have apparently fixed hit registration to some degree, and the quote.
Good. It's about time.
The quote is, with the goal of improving positioning and shooting replication, we have deployed a first update on PC in which the player position updates rate is set to 60 times per second versus the previous 30. This change, however, has been done in intermittent fashion and in certain regions only, as we are testing various configurations. We are now satisfied with the state, and we are now deploying this update to all PC users. As soon as this feature has been validated with its more massive test on PC, we'll be deploying this update on consoles as soon as possible. So that has to do with validating for 360 and stuff. And there's various other stuff they did. You can now choose a data center, apparently. If you go to your games file, change the data center hint value from default to the region you want. I don't think that really matters to most users. And a couple other like matchmaking and connectivity things that were problems. So they did fix some stuff. Hopefully it's a lot better. I don't know. They do have some issues.
we didn't really get a good chance to really get into it last night. At least I didn't.
No, it's hard. It's hard to tell in just one quick playthrough. But they are addressing the issue. They obviously know it's an issue.
I hope so.
Yeah. Next up is they have confirmed that an Indiana Jones will be returning for a 5th film.
Is it going to be
Harrison Ford?
I don't know. I think it
They're
will
just gonna
be.
get him out of the closet, dust him off.
I think the way
there's a rumor that he's going to be like in it, but not fully in it. I guess.
Are they trying to transition to a new indie? Or?
the way
there
they should
has
do
been
it.
rumors that Bone's favorite person is possibly getting thought
It's
of to
going
be
to
the
be
role.
Shia LaBeouf. That's right.
No,
No,
actually,
no.
there was 2 different things I heard of. One was Bone's favorite person. The other one had a picture of Carl from The Walking Dead.
What?
Carl!
No.
I hate to say this.
Damn
I
it,
don't know. I don't
Carl.
watch The Walking Dead,
Carl,
so
you gotta do this thing, Carl.
Coral.
but I don't watch The Walking Dead, so I'm
Yeah.
like the one person who doesn't.
I just remember all the memes.
But I think Chris Pratt would be fucking awesome
He probably
to
would. He'd be pretty
reboot
good
that
at it.
series.
Is Chris
Bone, you
Pratt
don't
the one
count.
Bone wants to spoon
Yeah,
with?
Bone doesn't
Yeah.
count. So.
Or Bone wants Chris Pratt in his booty pool.
In a non-gay way. You have to say. You have to say that.
How is that? Explain! Explain!
I don't need to
That's
explain
the
it.
wrong-
It's just
that's
the way it
wrong
is.
Chat, the wrong thing to really get into that whole.
Yeah.
No, the viewers want to know.
It's like, the thing is that I still think Chris Pratt would be fucking awesome in that role. I think he's got the perfect fucking mentality
As
for it.
Bone's lover?
No,
I mean, he was pretty much in the first 5 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in
he
the
He
is.
was. Yeah.
The only difference is that he'd have to be a tad bit more serious.
Yeah.
Because the Galaxy is very aloof and
Well, in
like,
Jurassic
You definitely
World,
wouldn't want a Ryan Reynolds or something in that role.
God no. God,
I mean, it is
no.
a
Ryan
little
Reynolds has got
funny.
His role down right now. He got the movie that was
It's gonna be
made.
Deadpool for the next 20
That's
years.
it. That's it.
well,
you know?
Deadpool 2 has already been greenlit.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know,
It's got- I think I wonder how well do you think
Is
this
that
will be
movie out?
a Marvel movie?
Coming out
only in a few
2016.
months, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in a few months.
Huge
I didn't
movie
even-
year.
Trailer
Dude,
for that.
my birthday's on the 11th. I am so soon on Friday.
We watched the trailer a few weeks
Yeah.
ago.
I think we need to watch the second trailer now.
We
Yeah?
did watch the
I must
second
have missed
trailer. We
Yeah,
did
the
watch
second,
it.
you should load up the second trailer because the second trailer's fucking great.
We don't need to go through that again. It is good.
No, wait, no, please stop texting. Yes, we'll wait for you. But yeah,
This is why I brought her.
why I brought her.
Huge freaking movie here. I mean, we keep talking about it, but it's going to be ridiculous. And
Dude,
talking
I'm
about
sorry,
movies,
it's gotta be good.
What is it? Deadpool?
Deadpool,
Deadpool trailer.
Red Band trailer. Make sure you watch the Red
trailer
Band.
2 out now.
Second trailer.
Second
Red
trailer,
Band.
Speaking about movies, Star Wars has broken numerous records. I'll run through a couple of them. Biggest domestic opening at 247.9 million. Highest grossing domestic, beating Avatar's 760.5 million already.
Is anybody surprised about this?
Yes.
Anybody?
Only two
Really?
movies have ever broken 700 million, Avatar and this is one's
My
obviously
question is,
still going.
How many records did they beat before the movie actually came out?
I don't know.
Viewers.
Fastest film to reach 100 million in less than 24 hours. 200 million in 3 days. 300 million in 5 days. 400 million in 8 days. 500 million, 600 million, 700 million. It also has the biggest opening weekend at $390.9 million. Just
All I have to say is that
ridiculous.
this doesn't surprise me. The prequels could have done that if they actually were good. So, but they decided to make them just 3 movies about somebody being emo and crying and bitching and moaning, and then add a bunch of shit.
Question: has everyone seen it?
No,
Shadow's
God
not seeing
damn it,
I
you
know,
are a
he's-
horrible
He's
person.
fucking it up.
You're in stream 2. You don't want to.
You wanna, we'd have to spoiler tag it.
yeah. So don't fucking talk about shit. It's just it's
So like this, go
It's
la
made
la
a
la la la.
movie.
La, la,
It's a
la,
shit ton of
la.
money. Okay.
It's really good. It's very good. Worth the praise they're getting.
I
for
can't
it.
believe we still can't talk about that fucking movie.
God damn it, Shadow.
Came out
Shadow.
before
Fucking
Christmas, a week
Shadow.
before
I don't
Christmas.
want to fucking hear it. I haven't seen it, and it's fucking shitty to talk about movies that are fucking spoilers because other people may not have.
We're
seen
not
it.
going to spoil it.
I'm just saying. So
We'll
it's-
talk so vague
We're
about
not
it.
going to spoil it for
We
us.
talked vague about it last week. That's enough. It's good. It's good. Go see it. Everybody go see it. It's good.
Hi, Ghost.
What's up, Ghost?
What's up, Ghost? How's it going, buddy?
So the last thing, and we're definitely not talking about AMD creating a new stock heatsink.
Come
Benthans.
on. It's supposed
Hey,
to
we
be.
said we're not talking about it.
Just mocking Benthans for even suggesting it is
Hey,
AMD
I'm hoping-
Polaris, which is their new GPU. Oh no, right? Yeah, GPU chipset.
From what it seems, it's going to be their new GPU chipset and everything, but I think it's focused more on
Like laptops, right?
yeah,
and mobile.
laptops where it's supposed
Because
to be
it's like
charging and
I had read or heard somewhere that they'll, if on the version that'll be like a Titan essentially, they'll be using 40 watts versus 100 watts, which is ridiculous.
the watt difference between power. Like they had two, like the Polaris and Nvidia equivalent and everything, and the wattage was I think almost 50 to 60 watts different.
Yeah.
And they were pulling the same settings and everything, same
Right.
FPS.
Yeah.
So if AMD can pull this off with the mobile market, with laptops and everything, and get themselves back into laptops, because I'm sorry, but laptops are a big thing for gaming now. It seems for like moving to like we'll go into a LAN, people bring a laptop to a LAN instead of lugging their custom built system all the time.
That means they don't know how to build a custom built system. Fuck them.
Well, it's not. It's just it's a pain to lug it. But
If you know what you're doing, it can be light as fucking air.
calm down, Shadow.
I'm just saying.
But it's also like if they can put this out like a $500 laptop that can actually game at 1080p with 60 frames per second for
It's a
$500,
game changer.
it's a game changer. So I'm all for it. I'm been red team and everything, but Nvidia is still there. They have the performance, but they also have their money in everything on grabbing little companies here and there. They have PhysX and other people in them. So
You know how well that worked with the Witcher 3 and their amazing hair
Yeah.
engine.
their game works. Oh, AMD actually brought up they're doing their own thing for that. It's called GPU Open or Open GPU.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already have it. It's called Mantle.
Well,
No,
Mantle
this
right
is a
now
new.
under
This is
the
a different
table.
thing. Yeah, this is a different thing.
No,
The other
this is
thing-
actually like it's going to be its own thing with like how GameWorks works, but instead of a game company having to go to Nvidia to get new updates or anything, it's open source, so the game company will have the code. They can do what they want. I think that's like, at the same time it's like, oh, AMD is making them do all the work, but at the same time it's not really making them do all the work because they have the right to change stuff.
It
now.
allows the programming to be smoother.
Yeah, since they're not going to be locked down to NVIDIA this, NVIDIA.
They're not tied to the coding on the
Yeah.
default. They can actually write their own. So
Yeah. The next NVIDIA ones are supposed to be crazy powerful too. Not
The Pascals.
the Pascals, yeah. Like
yeah, it's gonna
10
be running
times the
HBM2, I think.
and the number of transistors is like double of the Titan X. It's just insane. Like they're going balls to the walls
so
on the
they'll,
next
they'll
one.
retail around 1100 or
They're
don't
they're
know.
going to be running the new memory of HBM2, which they also have the rights. AMD and them will be running that with their next cards.
Yeah.
It's new architect and everything. But my thing is it actually going to be hardware compatible with the asynchronization, or is it going to be only software still? Because AMD has that upper hand where it's built in the hardware.
either way, it's one of those things where we're still in a situation where the cards that are being marketed really, you don't need that kind of power. You're kind of pushing the limits. A lot of the games that are out here on the market right now, you're not going to see a dramatic increase from a top of the line graphics card to a moderately priced graphics card. You know, unless you're a complete fucking like, you know, as what audiophile would be the term for somebody that can like bitches about the quality of sound. You know, I mean, you're really, you know, I got a 290 and I can fucking basically play any game on the market right now on Ultra. So
And you're saving over $300, $400 between what the NVIDIA equivalent is.
But when
Yeah.
these come out, it'll drop the price of everything out, you know. So
The
eventually you'll be able to buy
290X
these.
hell,
You'll be able to buy these the next year or whatever.
the Titans will drop $10.
No, not the Titans. I'm talking about like the 970s and 9.
Yeah, but I'm still saying
980s.
it's still one of those things where the tech out there right now, there's nothing really pushing the limit. Star Citizen might be something that really once it actually gets legitimately set up, I could see it really affecting the market and showing what can be done. by a company that wants to actually invest the time and will to actually push graphic limits and the power of just the depth and the scale. But as of right now, it's with the console still being a relatively large factor. What's the point of doing the programming to really push these cards to the next level when you can do it half-assed and still make a product that looks good? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at if you look at the general top of the line graphics on a PlayStation 4, you know, console wise, we've been seeing that type of stuff on PC for almost 5 years now. You know, so it's you're still getting that situation where you're bottlenecked. And now, if you have the system and you can take a look at it, go look at what Star Citizen's doing with the way they're mapping and the fucking just a level of detail that is just, it's mind numbing. All right, that's pushing PC like to the 10th degree. There's nobody else out there that's even remotely trying that.
Even the shadows have shadows.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. What are they doing? Like it's not even like they're not even doing like pixeled anything, Torn. They're actually doing like complete fucking 100% rendering. Everything it's like a unique item or whatever.
Yeah.
And I also heard, like, this is rumors. I could be completely wrong on it, but aren't they also creating it that there is really no instance? There is just solid
Continuous loading.
Yeah, continuous
Yeah.
loading. So
Yeah.
like even
That's
landing
what they
on a
said,
planet, landing on a planet, continuous load. There is no any.
It's a seamless world.
That'll be like No Man's Sky. It'll be the same idea.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
just go
I don't
right
know,
in.
like, I just heard the rumor on that, so I don't
Yeah.
know if it was actually true. If they actually
I
legit.
don't know if there'll be this layer of clouds you go through where everything kind of just fades out for a sec.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But,
sort of like
I
GTA
hope it's
does.
not.
I think that'd be. I honestly that would make it so seamless. Like people that will actually buy like a nice setup for flying and shit.
Oh, you have no idea. They're the same people that already have them.
Look,
Go to Reddit.
I've seen some of the rigs.
If you
people
just want to see that Google like
Ridiculous.
Star Citizen setup,
Yeah,
and I
go to-
guarantee you,
Oh no, I've
like,
seen
boggle your
real
mind.
setups where people actually like build a box. That
Yeah.
it's like Torn. I'm sorry, like you are a professional Euro truck driver, but I've seen people that have like the switches.
Why you calling me out? What's this all about?
You have a Euro Truck Simulator problem, Dornzo.
I drive a truck in a game every once in a while. It's not a thing.
You have a problem.
Podcast and deal with it.
The first step is admitting it.
Yeah, the first step is admitting it. All right, here's a good example. This is
Love you, Torn. We're family. It's okay.
No, we're staff.
Hello.
I'll post this in the Nightly Grind channel.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so the game for tonight has been decided. It is GTA 5.
Bum, bum, bum.
And Shadow and Ninja's like, I am passing out.
He's not gonna be here.
There's a link to the just a simple setup that somebody's thrown together. For Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Reddit on the Star Citizen Reddit. Every once in a while, somebody will post their little
Looks
thing
like
that
an
they've done.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monitors.
That's silly.
That's a full pedal setup.
That's silly.
two or three mouses, a full yoke control joystick. Just off the top, the yoke, the actual control, the flight controls, and the pedals are probably $300.
It's especially silly. It's especially silly since right now, people are widely considering keyboard and mouse to be the best and easiest way to control in Star Citizen.
I have a hard time going straight on a keyboard and mouse.
It's the easiest. It's by
What I'm
far the
saying is
easiest way to
that-
control.
That's not even some of the most severe things I've seen. I've seen people making actual 100% mock-up cockpits.
I saw somebody just.
Where does he put his drink? Where's all my coffee?
I saw somebody like cannibalize something. I forget to make a 6 degree of freedom like a joystick, so you can go up
Yeah,
and
they
down, you
basically
know, and
mod
left and right.
They mod a 360 controller and basically completely build a controller on a joystick in order to do that properly, so they get better control. I got a picture of that somewhere. too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's all I got for tonight. Anybody else have anything cool, unusual? It's a pretty slow news week. We did fill an hour, but
Well, I brought up Black Desert.
it took too long.
Bullshit.
Oculus Rift was the big news of the week.
I don't care, Bone. You'd probably like it because you'd be stuck in character creation for 4 hours.
The character
Yeah,
creation is
you
very
would,
cool.
man.
That thing has
No,
like
it's no GTA character creation.
no. This is better than GTA.
It's-
I
I've
will
been interesting Fallout 4 character
I
creation.
will find you a video to
That's
show
pretty
you how
good.
intense this game's character creation is.
Yeah. No, I think I've seen the clips of it already.
There's a picture of a actual modded flight stick built with an Xbox controller. You actually
Oh
take it.
no, it wasn't anything like that. It was way different. That's cool.
I will cut
That
it.
is dumb.
I will
That
cut
is
it big.
dumb.
The one
It's
that
like buying a pickup and turning it into a lowrider.
yeah, the one that I saw, the guy created it so that it's like a little disc, but you can push it up and down for vertical, like for takeoff and stuff, and in a circle, so you can do every direction. It was
Here's another-
bizarre.
Here's the example of a cockpit.
He said pit.
That's nice.
So there's trust me, man. You ain't seen, and that's just the sums I'm just finding quickly. You ain't seen shit with some.
Shadow, are you gonna be one of these guys?
Die still thinks I am, but no, I ain't got that kind of cash. Now, if I hit the fucking Powerball lottery, I'd be very tempted to create it.
Oh yeah, everyone, you should get out there and buy a ticket. It's $800 million right now. Too bad we're not being sponsored by the lottery.
Yeah, we'd have to be state-owned. So.
We're all across the nation. Anyhow,
Yeah. So we're gonna transition to GTA 5, I guess.
I assume.
It's
Yeah.
gonna shoot people in the face.
In the
face.
quick break, bathroom break, and everything.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a
Good
minute.
night, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
I guess Ninja's going
Just
to
going
bed.
to sleep.
Just going to
He's like,
sleep for the
"I'm
next
out."
12 hours.
We'll be. Did you already end the stream?
Dude, Ninja's gone.
No, we're still on, but the things are all fucked up.
All right. Well, you guys. Anyways, you guys can hear what I'm saying for the moment. But we're gonna play GTA 5.
I'm in
after
one
this.
screen, then I'm in the other. Then I'm in one screen.
I switched
And
it.
we'll still be on stream, but you guys feel free to join us at any time, and then we'll set up something if you are interested in joining us some way. We'll send you one of our Steam accounts or something like that, and then you can jump in with us and jump on us.
Sure.
Jump on.
That took
Jump on it.
That took a
Yeah, that took a
arousing
very
turn.
strange turn for the worst there. So yeah,
All right,
Torn,
we'll be
you're
back in a
everywhere.
few.
I'm everywhere.